It's a good afternoon here at Okas TV with Nalwaga Nashiba, your host, and today I'm joined with the legal advisor of Old Kampala Adult School, taking us the steps of marriage. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, madam.
Briefly tell us what is your name and your position here at Old Kampala.
Yes, my name is Joshua Mali Mujuni, and I am the legal advisor here at Old Kampala Adult School.
Yes, we've seen Old Kampala Adult School has a T's in the name, Adult School. Most of your students are adults, and most of them are expected, or actually they are married. So we would like to see, how does marriage affect these students while here at school? First of all, what is marriage?
Okay. Marriage has different definitions. Different people can define marriage differently, but legally I would say that marriage is that relationship, mutual relationship between a man and a woman, and that mutual relationship should be heterosexual as far as Uganda is concerned, one man and one woman. However, there are other brothers and sisters from the Islamic religion or the Mohammedan religion would actually define it differently, because for them they do believe in polygamy. Yes, so according to Muslims and the people who marry customarily, they believe that marriage can be between one man and more than one wife.
So when it comes to legally, do we expect it to be legal for these students to get married? Does it have to be legal, or even just me going to my man and cohabiting, does that make marriage? Okay,
so the fact that you talked about cohabitation and then marriage, there are two different terms. There are two different terms. So cohabitation is normally you just moving in with your man, but it's you haven't sought for any legal remedy or any legal advice or any legal relationship to pertaining that marriage. But now a real marriage is the one that is known by law, where you and your man get a legal, you go through legal procedures to be joined together as husband and wife. So precisely, marriage is completely different from cohabitation, and also the repercussions of marriage are different from that of cohabitation.
How can these two be different? The being married and cohabiting. What kind of challenges can we get? I thought both the challenges are similar, because we are both living together and we both face the similar challenges.
The first challenge, I think, with cohabitation is inferiority. You'll always have that inferiority complex. Why? It's because if we are cohabiting together, first of all, your parents don't know me. I don't know your parents as well. I might be knowing them on, maybe I see them on social media and stuff, but I have never gone there. You have never introduced me to your parents. So you'll always live with that inferiority complex, feeling inferior to other people who are actually married. If, for example, we are going for a meeting and we have called the married couples to come, you will always fear to attend that meeting, because they will ask they will ask whether you are married or not, and you will of course tell them that I'm not married, but we are cohabiting. So in most cases, people who are cohabiting have many disadvantages compared to people who are wedded or people who are legally married.
That takes us to our next question. What are the types of marriage?
Okay, so as far as Uganda is concerned, we have precisely four major types of marriages. The first and most famous type of marriage here in Uganda is church marriage. Now, in church marriage, this is when you go to church and you get married. Your marriage is being ceremonized by the priest or a pastor or a bishop, but these churches must be licensed to do so. Yes, so that's one type of marriage here in Uganda that's very famous. Then the other type of marriage that is in Uganda is what we call customary marriage. Now, customary marriage. Before you go to customary marriage, church marriage is always monogamous marriage. It's between one man and one woman.
No being polygamous.
No, not really. Not, you are not supposed to get another wife as long as you conduct a church marriage. Then the other type of marriage is customary marriage. Now, customary marriage is this type of marriage where a man is allowed to marry more than one wife, and actually you're not limited on the number of wives that you want to marry. You can even marry 100 wives as long as they introduce you to their parents and you pay bride price. That's customary marriage.
So in short, customary marriage is the tradition marriage. What we go for introductions. As long as I can undergo through that, I'm allowed to get as many wives as I want, whether I'm a Muslim or not.
When it comes now to a religion, it will really differ. But of course, as long as you have gone for an introduction, you can introduce as many wives as you want. There are very many men here, notable men here in Uganda, who have introduced several women. And they pay bride price, but they are legally married. And even at the dissolution of that marriage, those wives are entitled to some of the property of that man. Although also the man can be entitled to some property of the woman, because marriage is two ways, and of course it's supposed to be equal at the beginning and also at the dissolution, and also during its existence. Yes, so the other type of marriage is the Muhammadan marriage, or we might call it Islamic marriage. Now, the Islamic marriage is always between is always conducted by our Muslim brothers and sisters. So this marriage allows a man to marry from 1 to 4 wives. So that's why you hear Muslims, a Muslim man has 4 hakis. Yes, so that one is okay. Their religion allows them to marry 4 wives. Now, what is interesting in Islamic marriage is a man is allowed to marry from any religion that he wishes to marry from. But now a Muslim woman is not allowed to marry a non-Muslim man, but a man can marry from other religions, because
there's intermarriages between various religions for the sake of a man.
Yes.
Whereas for the woman, it is limited. You're supposed to marry a Muslim.
Yes, I think the reason behind that is because a man can influence a woman to change the religion, and also if the woman does not change, but the man gives birth to very many children, the children can of course automatically become Muslims because of the influence of the father, which is completely different if the woman is the one who is marrying from another religion, because a woman cannot really in most cases influence the man to change, or even the children to change the religion. The last type of marriage in Africa, in Uganda, here is called Hindu marriage. This one is majorly conducted by the Hindu sisters and brothers. That type of marriage is also monogamous. It's just like church marriage, and just like church marriage. Now that Hindu marriage is in most cases it's done between 2 Hindu people. The Hindu people, I think these are, we can refer to them as the Indians. So most of the Indians of course also marry one wife, one man, one wife, and that is how their marriage is conducted. The fifth marriage that is also now becoming very famous in Uganda is the civil marriage. Now the civil marriage is this kind of marriage where you go to URSB, Uganda Registration Service Bureau, and you conduct your marriage from there with your partner. That marriage is becoming famous in most cases in people who don't have much time to waste.
Different religions.
Yes, different religions. They don't have much time to waste, and the rich people don't like conducting big weddings and stuff. They can just go there and they're witnessed by 4 people, and the other people, like you can find only 10 people at the wedding, at the party, and it is done. So that kind of marriage is always conducted at the URSB by the Registry of Marriages. Yes. So precisely those are the five types of marriages that we have in Uganda.
So we've seen since Old Kampala Elder School has children or students who are married, how does this affect them? Like how does them being to marriage going to affect their studies?
Okay, so when it comes to Old Kampala Adult School, you know, me being a legal advisor here, I have also tried. In my previous years, I was a good teacher, so I can really tell you that most of the challenges that I used to get from my classes were challenges that were related to marriages, because these students, most of them are not given time to balance their marriages with education, with books. So I think one of the challenges that students have that result from marriages is where this kind of African setting that some men have, whereby some men think that a woman shouldn't be that too much educated, a man should always be in the kitchen, a woman should always be inferior to a man. So you find that when a lady, because here at Old Kampala Adult School we teach up to advanced level, from beginner, level 1, level 2, level 3, up to advanced. So but you find by the time the student completes level 1 and this student is going to level 2, some of the husbands they become annoyed. Be like, this one is going to learn more English than me, and yet I am the man in the house. You get? So you find that the man might even stop the woman from attending classes by making her busy to do house chores, so that she doesn't get time to attend classes or even to become better than him in future. So that is one problem that students here have. Another challenge that they have, actually, given the fact that Old Kampala Adult Schools community is majorly a foreign community. Most of these students, after getting married, their spouses leave them in Uganda and they go to look for greener pastures outside the country. So you find that a student can come and start narrating to you the problems that she is facing, because most of the people who run to other countries are always men leaving their wives in Uganda. So the woman comes and says, "Teacher, I have a very big problem. My marriage, there's nothing going on. We just got married. After getting married, the man just went to Norway, and now the man has spent 5 years in Norway. So it's like I just got married to something that is not existing." So they miss the marital obligations that their husbands are supposed to be fulfilling in their marriages. Yes. Probably the other challenge that